Okay, back at it. It was declared that in the just, right and in accordance with the law, preservation of rights and property, no law ought ever to be made or have force in the said territory, which, believe it or not, when you go into the courthouse, I know it's in your county or whatever, but you're going into a federal territory. When you walk in there to the agency, because that's a federal agency, you're walking into federal territory. So, shall have any force in the territory that shall in any manner interfere with or affect private contracts, such as your contract for this amount of money for that amount of work, or engagements in bona fide and without fraud previously formed. So as long as your contract is completely legal, bona fide, it's honest labor contract, there's no fraud involved or anything like that, such as it is, they have no authority to mess with it, period. Article 1, Section 10 of the Constitution, it states plainly, against impairing the obligation of contracts. Well, I mean, you lose your license, they've just impaired your obligation to contract. They come in there and, or they impaired your obligation because now you have an obligation to get to work every day, but you don't have a license to get there. They just impaired your obligation. When they take the money out of it, they've impaired the contract because now you're not getting the amount of money that you offered your services for, which has ever been recognized as an efficient safeguard against injustice. And though the prohibition is not implied in terms of the government of the United States, he expressed the opinion, speaking for himself and the majority of the court at that time, that it was clear to those who framed and those who adopted the Constitution intended that the spirit of this prohibition should pervade the entire body of legislation, and that the justice which the Constitution was ordained to establish, you get that now, justice only, not injustice, not unjust, justice, was not thought by them to be compatible with legislation or judicial precedent of an opposite tendency. Okay, right there he's saying you can't, they can't just go on and do what they want to do in an unjust, or basically that's it. They can't do what they want to do in an unjust manner. It's contrary to the Constitution. Their whole idea was justice. It's right there in the Declaration of Independence. They only have just powers. That your consent for them to have a government to begin with was based on the promise that they would provide justice, period. That's what the government was created for. Anything else is a violation of their creation contract, which is the Constitution. So that's pretty much all I got right now. I got a lot more, but that's all I put on this. Every time I change documents, it just messes with it more. But anyway, the 4th, 5th, and 14th Amendments, you got to stand on them. Don't give them anything. Don't sign nothing. I mean, there's plenty of Supreme Court law out there that states plainly that the whole child support scheme is unconstitutional. It violates so many rights. It impairs contracts. I mean, it's coercion, it's extortion, it's identity theft, it's threatened abuse of the legal process. It's even a violation of the Merit System Principles Board. And you can call them and they can launch an investigation into your hearing officer. And your hearing officer, believe it or not, can lose his hearing officer's license per se for 5 years. So, I mean, it's all this is worth looking into. You know, I'm just trying to benefit everybody out there. I know I skip through stuff and I go quick with it. I just don't like making long videos. But anyway, hope this works. Hope it helps. Slow the videos down, read it, go back, get the case law, look it up. I'm telling you right now, though, if you go into a child support court and you start arguing these points, they're going to laugh at you. They don't care. The only thing they care about when you go into court is how much can you pay. That's all they care about. And if you can't pay, then they're going to violate some more of your rights. They'll throw you in jail, you know, and then they tell you that you hold the key in your pocket. What a fraud. That's debtor's prison, blatant debtor's prison. Oh, it's contempt of court. It's not even court. It's an open business meeting. Look it up. 5 USC 552B. It's an open business meeting. The more you research this, after you paid out as much as I have and you've dealt with this as long as I have, yeah, it's just sickening. It's straight out sickening. But I hope all you young fellas out there that's having these babies and everything, I hope you find this page, you look this stuff up, you learn this stuff, and you stand your ground. Don't give them an inch. Make them take it, because as soon as they do, you got a lawsuit against them in a federal court. All these videos are for entertainment purposes only, not an attorney. I just do a lot of research, and I try to help people. Hope this works. Good luck to you.